So I thought I'd do a response to my own video, the Toft one. And so I still have the Soundcraft board, but I'm not using it in the sense that one normally would. I've isolated it out to where I'm basically using the tape send and return to give me access to just the EQ. And what I've done, instead of just outright buying a mixing console to replace this, when I'm quite happy with the EQ on this, is I went and I picked up a couple of outboard 4 mic pre units. I've got the Universal Audio, it's the 4710D. So it's got light pipe capability here. And it also, well, it's 4 channels, right? Beautiful mic pre's, you probably know all about it. It's got, you know, the compression, so on and so forth, fast and slow attack. But then below it, I put in the Focusrite, the ISA 428. And so I've got that. I just, you know, soldered up some cables and daisy chained that right into the Universal Audio piece. And so that fills the 8 channels on the light pipe. The one thing that was a little variable on doing that is that while I've got units like the Motu 8 pre to fill out extra channels, you know, that is able to get its light pipe sync by running a light pipe back to it, right? This guy doesn't provide that. I had to actually set up word clock with this one, and there was, you know, usually is some sort of hiccup that you have to deal with, and I certainly did some ironing on that, but it's working beautifully. So I did this, it was a little promo video for a young jazz band the other day, first time that I've used this, and I gotta tell you, these units, I only use those units. To come back to the EQ thing on the Soundcraft, what I really love about this setup is that the inserts are switchable. So I can just flip it in or out right there. And what happens is it routes the signal out to the tape IOs on the Soundcraft, giving me access to just the EQ. Although there are some other bennies too that you know, I can solo if I want to, you know, like kick drum, you know, setting that up, or snare or something, you know, I want to check out the tone that I'm picking up over here. It's nice that I can solo that out using that feature of the board over the big monitors, as distinct from my main set over here. So that is way cool, because I don't have to have that extra cabling or anything in the circuit. If I just want direct clean, boom, I'm there. And I set up the Focusrite the same way. So basically, you know, I've got this board here, and I'm really using 8 channels of it, although added bonus is that I've got those other 16 channels. So what I did, just don't know if I'll use it or not, but I took the 8 buses out, and I put those, patched those into the line in, so I can just flick that in over here. So basically all my no patch bay, right? It's just switches here. I can jump to using the 8 bus submix deal if I want to. I don't think I will, but I might do it if I want to pull in some effects from that big rack over there. It's an option. It was just so easy to set it up, as long as I was doing all the wiring anyway. So so that's that. That's my solution. And that first session, I was so thrilled with it. I'll insert some here. These guys, I mean, you know, they just came over great. You know, we just set up that session so quick and just knocked it out. Didn't even spend a lot of time dialing anything in. Great players, a lot of fun to work with, and damn, I love these mic pre's. So that's my solution. I'm not going to buy a Toft. I'm not going to buy, you know, anything unless I find a small board that has just a beautiful EQ that I like better than this. But you know, this works for me to the extent that I'm gonna, you know, need EQ going in. These days, there's not as much need for that, is there? You've got all these great plugins over here that emulate all sorts of great EQs. I've got the SSL there. So that's that. That's my response to my own video, and I'm frankly quite glad that I didn't bother keeping that Toft Nightmare. Not that those, I'm not saying that those boards are bad boards necessarily. I didn't think that the quality matched the price, and my biggest qualm about that whole thing was the lack of response from PMI. They took no responsibility, and they ended up letting the dealer that was the go-between for me and them, they just let him eat it. I mean, you know, that guy, he's been supportive of me and my business for, you know, 15, 20 years, something like that. And I just hated to see him have to eat that board. He found someone to buy it who was willing to, you know, put the time and money into getting it to behave, theoretically. But he lost his shirt on it, and PMI had no business refusing to replace that board, as far as I'm concerned. But hey, you know, what can you do? All right. I hope you check these guys out. I love these preamps.